What I'm saying is just that their take, like the attack on masculinity is really for the control of children. Mm-hmm. And I see that, you understand? And first-handedly, it hurts that I can't see men sit down at a table and really be like, yo, like, this is what went on this week, and I feel like I need to talk to somebody about it, you understand? And it's not like, yo, gay, or it's not like, you feel me, it's not pause.
Best podcast in the world. Best podcast in the world.
Greetings, you see we got another Brady Bunch episode.
Yes.
This is a full house. We got Mr. Comedian
Wagwani.
There we go. That's Mr. Wagwani. We got Mr. Go ahead.
Mr. Young Boy Cotton.
The Young Boy Cotton. You know who purple hair is?
Every day.
Yankee fitted.
We forced him to wear a shirt today.
Unfortunately.
Nipples was crazy after he pinned the mic
Listen,
on
the
that
girls
last
that love their nipples. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. The girls that
Action. Not about.
All right. So today, what we talking about today, bro?
Yo.
Let the people know. Let the people know.
We got my boy Jamal on. We got my boy Ohene on. And we gonna talk about masculinity today.
All right.
I mean,
Word up. So to be fair, Ohene and I was having a conversation, and you asked us to leave it for the camera. You feel comfortable continuing that conversation?
Yeah, that's what we here
So
for.
I asked Ohene, I'm gonna bring you up to speed, Rochelle. I asked Ohene, I said, yo, you about to be a vegan? He's like, nah. Why you not gonna be a vegan?
I said I eat too much coochie to be a vegan. I was vegan.
So
I'm my best friend this dream. You never tell me something. Listen, best friend in the building. Let's go.
So then he said, how did the ass eating come up?
You brought it up.
I asked you, I was like, you eat ass too.
Yeah, because that was on your mind for some reason.
For whatever reason.
This is a real man right here. You know what? Podcast is done. This is it. That's it. Real man
You
over
with
here.
him now then, is that what's going on?
Come, continue.
So I said, you eat ass too, and you said,
yeah. If it's
might as well you down there.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what he
He
said.
already down there. You're like neighbors. Say hi. What's up?
I'm not gonna be rude.
what's up?
Don't be rude.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Your mom taught you to have respect.
You know, you down there. While you down there, you don't at least high five it.
High five. Let's go.
No, you just
That's respect.
You just leave it alone.
That happens out of.
That's respect. That's respect.
So you just kissed her belly button and you like go back up.
That's it.
That's what you do?
Nah, that's selfish.
That's terrible.
People selfish in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo.
I can't even imagine. I was once in California. I was literally hungry. Hungry.
And you had to.
I had no money.
Wait.
This girl took me in her house.
Okay.
I ate her vagina.
Okay.
I was nourished for the night. Okay, I hit up afterwards and I went to sleep, but I was nourished for the night. Woke up in the morning, she made me breakfast.
Listen, you didn't forewarn people when them
You feel me?
Dre, you start off on 10, I can't take it. What the fuck? They turn the time and come
Exactly. You start off on
Listen, you need to give a disclaimer. You just said this was a conversation.
This is the Gwan podcast.
No, Mama, I'm
You better strap in every episode.
Listen, man. Ladies, go take a, you know what I'm saying? Take a drink of cold water. I get it. It's okay. It's okay.
Are you hot and bothered? You
just said I'm hot. I just said I'm very hot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yo, so why did we decide to talk about masculinity? I was having a conversation with this brother.
We were speaking about masculinity because, you know, like, we were speaking about jobs, and, you know, like right now, you know, I'm an educator, but also I'm also a guidance counselor, and I think America just has this agenda. It came about because we were saying how I think America has this agenda of trying to weaken in men, like for every single reason. And on TV screens, from the media, like it's like making men look weak, and they enjoy that. But not only black men, but first I saw it with black men, and it's like on a whole different level. But then I realized this general agenda with just men, right?
Sure.
And it's really because like a lot of men, like they just not comfortable within their skins, man, bro. So this is my time to tell you, like, yo, if you really not who you are, you feel me? Speak up, you feel me? Because I'm calling niggas out. Let me stop.
So my first question to you, because I have many questions.
Right.
How is America making men look weak? How are they doing that?
They're making men look weak through the overpopular, like they're making this agenda like we always have to be soft or we always have to give, you understand, without seeing value, or like we always have to work and not like replenish ourselves. They like this is an overstimulated country where like they like try to, and you see it like many videos where the government have multiple like resources of like saying the same thing through like the news and like just through everything, and then people don't know how to shut that off because they're so easily influenced.
What are you talking about, man? Be specific.
I'm talking about, for example, right? It's specific.
Yeah.
There
be
shouldn't
real,
be,
dog. You trying to hide and talk. Be real.
Well, I don't think you want to get, you want to continue.
Oh, stay right there.
Okay, don't
Check the back. Go ahead. Hit him.
I don't have those.
It's about to get real, though.
I understand what he's saying. I think media has changed over the years, but I don't have those same feelings as like it's a gay agenda. Like I just think there's more gay stories, people being more forward with homosexuality, and it's something that's new. You feel me? But I think in the microcosm of all of our worlds, my world is pretty straight. You know what I mean? If you will, whatever straight is. You know what I mean? The people that I know, the people that I teach, I work with, we all still navigating in a straight world. So even though it's just more of an acceptance of people who are interesting, if you will, or queer or gay, or you know what I mean, whatever words you want to use, because I also am trying to get a bag, so I'm not trying to fumble that as well, but I have a little bit more leeway than him because I'm not directly in the schools and stuff. So
so I'm gonna help you out. So almost every TV show, cartoons, all of that kind of stuff, the dad is always the bumbling idiot. In almost every TV show. I noticed this a couple of years ago.
Simpsons.
The Simpsons. They got
Family
that Bluey,
Guy.
Family Guy, almost all the TV shows. The dad is the bumbling idiot, and the mom is the sensible, stable one.
Yeah.
Girl, you ain't in class, bro.
I know we're not in class, but have you seen The World though? In real world?
Like outside the real world?
In our real world. Have you ever seen a two-family situation? Usually
family?
Like you know what I mean? Like
two parents.
Two parents, yeah. Usually the dad has barely a clue. You know what I mean? And the mom has a stable mind. You know what I mean? That's
it would be that way if I didn't have to work too, though.
Yeah, of course. But that's the
Okay, pause.
Bring it
Can
out,
I speak now?
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, I agree with you. I believe that before, there was only one thing that was seen on all television screens. Only one point of view. And now everybody is a little bit more open. So we are actually seeing diversification in every way, shape, and form. Now, is it that they're more than before? I totally disagree. Because if you go back to the Roman times, and if you look on their statues, if you look on everything in Rome, it's all sexualized. And it's all men grinding up on men. Okay. Men, women, men, orgy. But no, but I'm just showing you that this. But I'm showing you like this is not something that started today and it's an agenda. This is something that has always been around, but it's always seen through a particular lens.
Let me say something.
Now, speaking about these lenses. We're at a different lens from back when it was Roman times. We're at a point in time in history where our minds move a lot faster and our intuition moves a little bit more quicker than back then.
I don't think it's quicker. I just think I think that because of technology, we literally are forced to feed a lot of things, but our mind was never set up to do that.
Right.
So
let me ask a question. Toxic masculinity is defined by adherence to traditional male gender roles that consequently stigmatize and limit the emotions boys and men may comfortably express while elevating other emotions such as anger. Do you feel that this feminization of men had to come on because women have had a bad ordeal in time?
Who is feminizing men?
I say, well, that's the thing though. The media is for example, to have
You keep pushing backward.
you don't wanna be
Why don't
Mr.
you?
Rochelle.
He said, hold on. This is my thoughts. Let me tell you something.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at the media, like what we look at our phones through social media, through like statistically proven, right? Look at what's been placing for men in general for right now in America, not only America but the world. And look at what's been placed for women. It is very rare that well nowadays I see more often, but it's moving slowly. Men need to huddle up the same way that women huddle up. You understand? And really break down the issues that are really occurring without like bashing each other or like really getting shit done. And yes, women have been doing it, but there is this agenda where like I look on my phone, it's like people shitting on each other. I had this lady tell me at work, she's like, yeah, like I just love shitting on niggas. I'm just like, wait, hold on, you love shitting on niggas? She's like, yeah, I love making niggas feel bad. I'm like everybody does it. I'm like, yeah, you know.
But she's a toxic person.
No, that's okay.
So there's a difference between toxic people, and we know that's. It doesn't matter your gender, or it doesn't matter. It's just you being a toxic person based on whatever you went through in your life, and now you feel like you need to do that for everybody else to feel better about yourself. Right. But let's talk about this agenda, because I've been hearing about this agenda. Who wrote the agenda? Where can we find the agenda? Okay. And what's going on with the agenda?
They did it.
Who is the they?
Why you act like you don't know?
The enemy is invisible yet strong.
I want to say that you talk about the gay agenda of the media, yet you want men to huddle up. I think.
Oh! He did. No, he just said men need. No. He said men should huddle up. And I'm on your side right now.
No. We ain't even on yet.
I think.
Look. For example, right? That was kind of. It was. I didn't even catch it.
No, that's because he want you and him.
Look at this, right? we look at our phones, right? We see who has the culture of influence right now. Which gender? It's the women. You guys have the culture.
Nah, dude. Oh. It's men got it right now. Transgender dudes got it on lock right now.
But hold on, Rochelle, why don't you hold on?
Am I lying? Am I lying?
Yo, all I know is that you have.
Listen, we are men are too easily influenced compared to what we were 10 to 20 years ago. And I know this. I was born in 95.
That's because of all you goddamn vegans that you trying to be right now.
Can I just say something?
You gonna talk to the soy boys?
I'm just talking to the camera right now. So my question is, and this is my question. Up until recently, there were no trans men, no gay men on TV. Where all these gay men come from? Hold on, pause. Let me ask the question. You said the media turning people and agenda turning people. So where did all these gay people come from? Since it was never on TV, if there was no media,
they always been on TV.
Hold on, no.
You making false statements. They always been on TV.
So hold on, but you just said
mentioned RuPaul. RuPaul been on TV.
Oh, so one RuPaul. Every comedy that you used to watch growing up, was there a gay father?
Didn't everybody come out and say Barney was gay?
How many years later? How many years later?
Come on, bro. I'm
trying to show you. Hold on. I'm trying to show you how to be realistic. If TV is turning, if the media is turning people gay, why is it that at a time when only straight people were on TV, why is it that everybody didn't come out gay? Didn't come out straight?
It's not about being gay. It's about.
So what is it?
It's about
y'all are the two that said gay, you know.
First and foremost, there is an influence on little kids.
Right.
It's a fact.
There is programs that are saying, yo, did this little 2-year-old pick up a truck or a Barbie? Whether he's a man or a woman, we're going to start addressing them in this way. That's going on, Rochelle. You saying that's not going on?
I am trying to say that
I
is
fear
not new.
foolishness,
Hold on.
Gwan.
No, hold on. That is not something new.
It is new.
Long
It is
ago,
new. It is.
long ago,
When? How long? Pause.
in the 80s, they would give black girls a choice between a black Barbie you're talking about choices, and you're talking about systematic system set up against the people.
But you're
That's not what you're talking. You're talking about agenda.
Yes.
So they give a black girl a black Barbie and a white Barbie, and they said which one is pretty.
But that's
an agenda.
We're talking about masculinity today, not black stuff.
No.
But hold
We always
on, because we have to understand that it's either you're going to talk about the entire
You're
system
proving his
entirely.
point.
What is the point?
His point is programming has been going on. You just brought out programming about blacks and whites being how we look at black and white, which one we think is beautiful. He's talking about programming where we're trying to make men think and act a certain type of way using media.
Yeah.
2 different type of programming, but the same programming, right? So he's saying he thinks that based on what we're seeing in the media, look at Family Guy.
Yeah.
Not Family Guy, Ted Bundy.
What about Ted Bundy?
He was a dummy.
Yeah.
I
it's
don't
a little
know.
bit.
I don't know. I would say that in the media right now, what you see as the agenda is, I think you're holding on to old ideas of masculinity. I think we're not. The idea that we have to, I think the idea that we have to lead, we have to lead with anger as men, and that being meaning strength is changing now. That you can still be strong and
show your emotions.
yeah, and have a high emotional intelligence. I would not say that. I saw an interview recently with Jay-Z. I would not say that Jay-Z could beat me in a fight, but I would say that Jay-Z's masculine. You know what I mean? And so I think the idea of like seeing ourselves grow with emotional intelligence and seeing that change now can be
Scary.
Yeah, it's scary because when I grew up, we had Carl Winslow. Even though the actor was gay, Carl Winslow was very straight. Even though the actor of Uncle Phil was gay, he was very straight. Even though Sherman Hemsley, the actor, was gay.
You pointing out all the gay people on TV?
These are all gay. No, they're gay actors.
But you
So let's
never
talk
knew
about the
that.
straight men.
But you never knew that though. You
They
never
played
knew that
straight
though.
tropes, though. That's what I'm saying.
I never knew
Listen,
that
this is not a
until
war
today.
against-
Yeah, these guys are
Listen,
playing
I
straight.
always felt like Phil was soft. I always felt like Carl was soft.
Why do you think
So
they
now
were
you're
soft?
telling
They
me
were
why
not
they were
soft.
soft.
But they
Carl
were
ain't
never
gay.
soft. They
So
were
you
never
don't
soft.
know
You think
They were
you think
never
they're soft because
soft.
they gay?
No.
You think they soft because they gay?
No, that's not.
They were
Y'all
never
trying to
soft.
set me up. It ain't gonna work. I say what I want to say. I say what I want to.
I think taking a hit in the butt is hardcore, so I don't know.
Listen, no, what I'm saying.
Oh no!
So the idea of a homosexual man is
Yes.
usually a more feminine man. Right?
What is feminine?
Sometimes.
What is feminine?
What is feminine? Acting like a female.
What is
Acting like a female.
Like she.
So like being
What is
soft,
it? Being soft.
So like hold on, being soft, always like backing down, like you know, like there is strength within like.
So that's why you view women?
No,
You think I'm
that
always
is how you
backing
view
down?
women.
She
If
don't.
you're
So you
defining
think
femininity
so I'm a
like
man.
that.
So I'm masculine because I'm masculine.
That's
There's a lot of men that would say you masculine.
And there's
what I'm
nothing wrong with that. Look. And there's nothing wrong with that. All that I'm saying is this. All that I'm saying is right. Let's talk about.
I don't know why they're acting dumb.
What's masculinity? What is masculinity?
I don't know why you acting dumb.
Nah.
You got a button down
Guess
shirt, bro.
what? We need clear description.
Right?
If y'all gonna be talking
What
about
is masculinity?
Yeah.
What is femininity?
That's my question.
Y'all want me to answer y'all?
My brother asked me to be on this show because I had booty shorts on the other day.
Ooh, as you should.
Yeah, and he was like, yo,
Let that out.
I had the booty shorts on. You
What's
know what I
up,
mean?
booty
Was it booty shorts?
Nah, they was like coochie cutters, but that's
I love them coochie cutters
You know what I
on
mean?
I mean,
men.
boom boom shots?
Yeah, I was at a
Love that.
I was at a Ken and Barbie.
Make them
I was at a Ken and Barbie party.
Let it out.
I was dressed like Ken.
Let it show.
I was just like Ken.
Be proud of who you
I
are.
had the short. You remember Carl?
You had a belly shirt?
Do you remember?
No,
hold on. But
you had a belly shirt?
You know who else had a belly shirt on? You know who else had a belly shirt on? Apollo Creed had a belly shirt on. And Rocky. He was whooping Rocky's ass.
You said you had on
What's masculinity?
boom shorts.
You're a designer. What's femininity?
Let's go.
He said
Why did they do that?
He said a belly shirt.
And why did they did that?
Hold on.
Why did they do that?
Hold
To
on,
show his ass.
Guys, hold on.
That was
hold
just
on a
part of the
second.
style.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You know-
Wait, no. Wait.
Oh, you think
the
to make
people are paying attention? I gotta catch the people up to speed.
Catch him up to speed.
He just said
Come on, man. Stop with the two
boom
fingers.
shorts.
Make him keep on him.
You ain't
and a belly shirt.
Let it show.
Y'all tell us in the comments, please, if you think a pom shorts
A pom shot
and belly shirt
and belly shirt.
is masculine.
Men love that.
And then tell them
I
what
think
masculinity
it's
is.
very
Go ahead.
sexy.
Now
As
tell
a
them why
woman,
he had on a belly
that
shirt.
is very
Now tell them why he had on a
masculine.
belly shirt, bro.
Why
Tell
had
them.
a- why had a
Tell
belly
them.
shirt?
In Creed.
In the 70s.
No.
In the
Hold on.
70s.
Tell him.
It's our
All the
guest
men
turn.
had those on
It's
in
our
the
guest turn.
70s.
You know why?
Okay.
Fashion was different then.
Okay.
you know?
That's not
He's
why.
right. He's actually right. Fashion was different. Even as you look at the basketball players, their pants were way above.
Okay, remember that was a
Right,
whole
hold on,
shot.
I'm not done.
And everybody
I'm
used to
not
watch
done.
basketball.
And I have whole bomb shot.
When you watch them 70s, all them men had
That
on
was
polo
back then.
shorts.
Yeah,
That was back
It's coming
then.
back. That's fashion.
Yeah. Rochelle.
Right?
Fashion.
Right. But even in fashion, men still have to try to figure out how to be masculine within the way that we. No.
So tell me how.
No, how? Because how we dress as men normally, you feel me? Like we're usually covered up, right? We don't show too much, right? It's usually mystique and clean, right? But now, what I'm seeing is that more men feel like, I want to wear
They
that
wearing
see-through
woman
shirt.
clothes, bro. That's what they doing.
It's not women clothing.
They wearing women clothes.
Hold on.
It's feminine fabric, yes.
No, I'm not talking about the fabric.
Hold on.
No, the
This
clothes
man
say
is a
unisex.
designer.
It says unisex in there.
It is.
They're making women clothes and selling it to men.
No. Because I could take a piece of fabric that is lace, right? Double, put it over one another, make a shirt just like this, and you'll be like, no, that's mad masculine. It looks nice. The reason why is because there's different looks that go for different. There's different looks that go for different sets of people, right? As men, yes, we gotta know ourselves, but the difference in the media between masculinity is just that our masculinity is always being shunned down upon as something that's being toxic or something that like people can't normally accept. Yeah, like I want to talk about how motherfucking, I'm not dealing with a chick who's not submissive with me. You feel me?
That's fine.
You feel me? I'm not dealing with a chick who's like probably like,
I think you shouldn't deal with a woman who doesn't want to be submissive to you because that's the power dynamic you want with. But when you start to refer to them as chicks, it diminishes the person that you go with. This is to me.
Ali, you're often bringing back every week. Every week.
This is my idea on what you're saying.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I mean?
Literally talking.
Yeah. My idea on what you're saying is that it's just all power dynamics. We have the right to choose whichever power dynamic we want. We don't want a woman to have more money than us. That's fine. We want her to, like, whatever you're comfortable with. But I think there has to be a point where we're like, it is equality. We actually talking about equality, femininity, masculinity. What is that? You know what I mean? Like, define it for yourself in your world.
Social constructs.
But to try to define it for the world is hard.
No.
It has been always fluid. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to define. I don't want to define anything for anyone. What I'm saying is just that there's a standard.
But what is the standard? That's what we're trying to find out.
You don't know?
No!
Slavery used to be the standard.
Legal standard.
And that's the problem.
Exactly.
And that's the problem is that there is no standard for masculinity for men right
And
now.
therefore,
You understand? Back in the 50s, it was.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not doing it together, you feel me? But you out here wearing pom-poms. Yo!
Hold on, wait. Before we get to that, Dre.
I live a big life.
Hold on. Real quick, yes or no? Do you believe there's an agenda to tear down masculinity right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
It doesn't matter.
I think there is. Okay. I just
So again, and you said it earlier. You read something. What was that? Toxic masculinity. Okay.
Masculinity. Yes.
Good. So
Not
in
leading
that,
with anger.
what I love. No, that's not what it stated. It stated where men are not supposed to tap into other emotions. He said it earlier. So the stereotype, the standard that you said earlier. Growing up, the standard was men are supposed to be silent. You're supposed to be
stern, like
stoic, stern.
Not
You're supposed to
just
show
colorful.
emotion.
Not
Don't
just
cry, right? So therefore, when men are like that, how are you going to love another person? How are you going to emote emotions to your partner when you're not supposed to do that by the standards of society?
I got her, bro. Don't worry.
Go ahead, got me right now.
We're in 2023, yeah?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we were in 1960.
We in
Go ahead.
So we in 2023?
Go ahead.
So all these years, people ain't been showing each other love?
I don't know. I live in 1960.
All of a sudden, she don't know what's
I
happening.
can tell
She was
you.
just talking about
Hold
Greek,
on,
right?
Pause.
She was just
pause,
talking about
but
Greek
I
time,
can
right?
tell you. Okay.
She can't
so
tell me about the 60s,
okay.
but she can tell me
But
about
can
Greek
I
time.
tell you something?
All right, let me ask you.
So let me
All these
talk. No, let me talk. When I speak to the older women, when I speak to the aunties and the grandmothers, a lot of them have never had an orgasm, right? Those older aunties and grandmas, they don't even know what an orgasm is. Women did not even know that they were supposed to be pleased in sex.
And this is
Women were not allowed to leave the house because the husband was gonna work.
You're goddamn right.
Hold on, all y'all traditional men want women that actually work, and then y'all want to be you want to have traditional women. Sir, sit down.
Have several
all of y'all,
seats.
several seats, all of them.
You finished
My
up?
thing
Can we
is,
get
all
in?
these
We can't get in.
answer. All of these
so?
older men did not know how to love their women.
Okay, you finished?
that's
Thank
true.
you.
That's true. That's true.
How did you
A lot
get
of
around to talking to your grandmother?
So look,
She made it up.
No, I did not.
auntie.
Because
No,
women in my generation, a lot of them still don't even know how to have an orgasm. Because y'all old husbands with tradition don't know how to please.
There's one thing that needs to be fixed though.
Okay.
Men do need to learn how to love women, and not just your woman for this time when you met her, but when the world is changing. You understand? Men have to love women.
So when they get older.
What does that look like?
Because you know
what that looks like is supporting her, whatever changes throughout time. I don't know what history is. I don't know what.
History is the passage of time.
Well, I don't know.
Now you leave
I don't know what's going to happen. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
All that I know is this, right? We need to do a better job at loving our women. We don't love our women correctly. You
now
understand?
by our women, what does that mean? Our women.
Our women of the world, like
Okay.
you know, like
Every woman.
every single woman. You understand?
Even the ones you're not attracted to.
Even the ones I'm not attracted to. It doesn't even matter. I just hope.
Even the white ones you be slapping and they don't say nothing. You don't call them no more. Those two.
Dang, you coming with the shade.
Whoa.
No, that was a general statement. You
It wasn't for everybody. It wasn't for him. It was for
So
me.
look, as it relates to loving, right?
Yeah.
So I do, well, first of all, I think that today's men, a lot of them are shirking responsibility.
Right. That's true.
I think that, I think men and women know their roles. A lot of men right now are not living up to what their roles are supposed to be.
Right.
And in order to make themselves feel good, they're moving the goalposts, right? And in moving the goalposts, they're now attacking women. What you're talking about, I've talked about this before. There is a battle going on between men and women.
Right.
For what reason, I do not know.
I do not know.
Right? But again, there are a lot of men out there who are not meeting the standard for what men are supposed to be, right?
That's
So
true.
men are supposed to be the protectors, the providers, the harbingers of wisdom for the home, right? There are a lot of stupid out there.
A lot.
There's a lot of broke.
A lot. Get
And
rid of the brokies.
And they all want the same things that men who are traditional men have. They all want that. And because they can't get it, because they don't live up to whatever the standard is, they start attacking the women. Because the women have been now for the past, I don't know, 40 years, have had to stand for themselves.
That's true.
Earn for themselves, feed themselves, protect them. Exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
My thing with that is that's crap. You know what I mean? That's like, first of all, our deservingness of love should not be based on any financial thing.
I agree.
That's one. Secondly,
But
most of the population
why
is
is it
poor.
though?
So
That's
that means that you're telling me that all of the most of the population are ruining women because they don't have money. So that what you're doing is basically using finances as a way of describing people's moral values or how they are. It's just
No, but that's
You ever heard of a guy named Kevin Samuels?
I've heard of Kevin Samuels.
Okay,
He's
so-
dead, right?
True.
Yes, he's
One of-
very dead, and his ideas, although they were
They didn't die.
his ideas were very revolutionary
And they didn't die.
at the time. They actually weren't that revolutionary. It was just the idea of everyone upholding their part and finding someone who you can deal with. It's a yin and yang. If you're a broke guy and you have a woman, there's many broke guys with women with tons of money.
True.
And no one says anything.
True.
They have a totally complete, great life.
The
You know what I mean?
point I
it's
was trying to make when I brought him up is that
because you're bringing up Kevin Samuels. It's like now it just sounds like it's like next you're gonna bring up Dr. Umar Johnson.
Oh,
it's like
Lord.
it's gonna be like a slippery slope of hotepery here that I can only deal with. You know.
no, Kevin Samuels made a point in almost, for lack of a better word, disparaging women that made money. Right? So if they were educated, if they made a lot of money, now some of them did have unrealistic expectations, right? But if they made a lot of money and they were educated, they felt proud about it, which they should, right? But he would make them feel bad and say, men don't care. Men with money don't care about how much money you have, about how much education you have. And I'm like, that's dumb, because the more educated you are, is the more circumstances you can find yourself in and be able to navigate it properly, right? The more money you have, is the better your household is. So that's the point I'm talking about, right? They would find a problem. I'm not saying I have a problem. My wife works and she make a lot of money, right? So I don't have a problem with the structure that most men are complaining about as it relates to what they call it, women.
Hypergamy?
No, like the women, the masculinity of women, or whatever the talk is. I don't have a problem with women making money. I don't have a problem with women working. I am saying, I agree with you actually. The men, they are not living up to their end of the bargain, and so they're.
That was him. I didn't say that.
I said that.
You said that?
Yes.
I did not. I don't
I'm not
agree
saying
with
you
that.
did.
I don't agree with
Okay.
that, just to be clear.
Oh, fine. Fine.
I don't want
So I think
yes.
a lot of men are not living up to the standard, and so they're attacking the women who have surpassed them. Your thing is, so what if they do? I agree. So what if they do? I know I'm holding my end up of the bargain, and like you said, my value isn't with money. It just happens that that's one of my value, but it's not the only value. Because I said to Ali back in the day when we were talking about this, I said, when your wife makes more money than you, where's your value then? You understand what I'm saying?
If your value's tied to money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, let me say something.
Sure.
150 Caucasian men run the whole world.
Okay.
If you read the Willie Lynch letter, you will see why all of this is going on. You believe it's fake. But while they are focused on being the top 1%, 0.5%, they have us all at the bottom separating, all the men and women fighting. The agenda, you're saying, where's this agenda? You know what it was? In the 70s, kick the man out of the house. Now a woman is like, yes, I'm independent, I can work 2 jobs while getting that man's child support. But guess who's raising the kids? The TV. Now what's on TV? It's okay for Gonzo to be a Cinderella and a princess. This is what's going on. They are the elite, the top, and that's what's going on. They ripping the men out of the family and leaving these kids There was a teacher, she said she couldn't find the American flag. There's no such word as can't. And she had everybody pledging allegiance to the gay flag. This is really happening in real time. They attacking kids on purpose. And a kid is unable to make a... you know how many kids grew up and said, yo, I wish I'm suing my parents now because they let me go forth with becoming a male when I was a female. At 13, their minds aren't developed yet. This is what's happening.
So I work for a youth homeless shelter, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say anything crazy that's gonna get my job out, right? But I work for a youth homeless shelter, and one thing that I see, which is the normal statistic for my residents, are 80% of them did not grow up with both parents. If damn not all of them, almost all of them have not raised up with both parents, right? There is a general statistic around that when people do not are not raised around,
two-parent household.
To a two-parent household, and there's not or if it's normally heavily influenced, with just with women
absent father.
The man is like a little less masculine. It takes him a little bit longer to step into his masculinity.
Oh, for sure.
Than other males who had that male role model. So what I'm saying is just that the attack on masculinity is really for the control of children, and I see that. You understand? And first-handedly, it hurts that I can't see men sit down at a table and really be like, yo, this is what went on this week, and I feel like I need to talk to somebody about it. You understand? And it's not like yo gay, or it's not like, you feel me? It's not pause.
What? You be speaking in generalities. I want some specifics.
I don't know. You probably
my baby mother held my kid for me this weekend. Exactly. That shit hurt, dog. I feel like shooting myself in the face. What should I do?
That's dumb.
Okay, but people are in that emotional space, and they should be
killed
open
their kids.
and free to do
People
that.
have killed themselves because they haven't seen their kids multiple times.
Bro,
have another one.
It's dumb.
Oh my God.
It's dumb.
Adults 21 and older who have been thinking this way.
And he swear it's dumb.
I'm not joking.
Had another one.
It's true.
But okay, so I agree with you, and this is where I agree with you. I believe that men should have a safe space. And because society has always told men, do not show your emotions, do not do this, then it's a little bit restrained. If I show my emotions, they're going to think I am this way, or they're going to think I'm weak, they're going to think I'm not a man, whatever it is. And I believe that's trash. Because everybody has emotions, and everybody should emote.
Believe you if you do. Believe that. But
that's the truth, though. But that's the truth, though. As a man, even in my previous relationships, when I was emotional, and when I was and I felt like, I could express myself to my partner, crying or whatever I'm going through, that's when she'll back away.
But you have to understand too, and I'm going to say this. But I'm going to say this. I'm gonna say this too.
She treated you like a bond.
No. I'm gonna say this.
She treated you like a bond.
Has that woman, and let's be honest, has that woman ever experienced something like that before? Yeah. Did she grow around a father that showed emotion? Did she even grow around a father? What about the men in her community? Did they show emotion? So in that case, if that is the first time I'm actually seeing a man that is intact with his feelings and he's showing it, I probably wouldn't know how to react to that either.
Why
you know what I'm saying?
Just said she wanted, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, hold on, pause. Because realistically,
after you cry,
should we get the things that we not ready for?
After you cry, you gotta hit it extra hard. You gotta hit it extra hard.
Oh my God. So this is where the agenda needs to come in. This is where the agenda needs to come in, and we all need to normalize people showing emotions and not judging them, not looking at them as being weak. But because of the agenda of men have to look a certain way. Yes. Because the agenda all along that men have to be stoic and not emote emotions. So a lot of women, and as you said, a lot of people grew up in a single parent household, and many times that was a woman.
Yo, you flip-flop so quick.
What are you saying?
First there was no agenda, all of a sudden it's an agenda.
Since you said there's an agenda, there's an agenda.
She's saying there's an agenda to keep men from having emotions.
That's the point. We were just talking about other agendas, and she's like, "What agenda? What agenda?" Now she's talking about
I'm being
agenda.
specific about my agenda. I want you to be specific about yours.
Now, what the conversation really needs to look like is what does masculinity look like in 2023?
Let's talk about it.
What are we really doing?
Pum pum shots.
Belly shirts.
Yes.
I'm not wearing no pum pum shots.
You don't have to.
I think that you have to define masculinity on your own, and for me, less and more important than masculinity, if we're talking about community and increasing our communities, like, will you procreate and create people that will add value to our society? Because it doesn't matter whether or not you're gay or straight or whatever. Are you sane enough to add people to our society that will continue on? Are you sane enough to adopt kids and take care of those kids? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, no matter what I wear, I identify as straight. So you could see me wearing anything, but
it don't matter.
So at the end of that night, I'm gonna go home and tear something up that's paint, slit, and natural born. You feel me? But that's just my preference, and it doesn't have to be my preference. I can be comfortable with anything, but I think that's if we're thinking about society. Society is about trust. To grow society, we have to have trust in each other. So less important of, can I trust you to uphold femininity or masculinity? This now means that, like,
uphold femininity through your masculinity.
No, I said uphold or masculinity. Uphold femininity or masculinity. Like, can you uphold key pillars of our society that'll let us grow and take it to the next level? Things like we talk about this, like, what's about like recycling? Where did you hear about all of this? There's a whole island in Chile with just t-shirts, fast fashion, just garbage, all, like, you know what I mean? And we're worried about who the next person is. Like, you know what I mean? It's so weird to me who we are in society, but it's also like,
I think it's once you attack the kids, it's a problem. But let me ask you this: top of the game.
Yep.
You wear a tutu, a pink tutu.
Yeah, it was actually a commentary on rappers.
And you got a little bit of pushback.
I had a pink tutu, but I also had a crown of thorns.
How do we feel about this? This isn't him, but this is another brother.
Make sure that you.
We gonna put that. We gonna put it.
How do we feel about this right here?
He is a very strong masculine man.
Okay. Look at Drake's face.
I told you don't listen to her, right?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You can say what you want, but even through fashion,
You talking about that right there?
even through fashion, there is, because tutus was never made like tutus are like at least more than 500 years old. You understand?
Okay.
And who used to wear them back then?
Women.
And what Shakespeare play? Who was wearing the little tutus over their leggings?
All the gay men that was acting.
They were not all gay. Let's get that together.
Yo, actually, like, you have to read some books, like, a long time ago, up until like around the 1960s and 70s, gays was actually ostracized from theater. Although a lot of those guys, I'm dead serious, from mainstream theater and movies.
You're talking about 60s, right?
From Shakespearean times.
No, those were not. They were not ostracized. Wasn't Shakespeare gay?
No.
Not openly.
If anybody was gay, they could not openly be gay.
They
They would play women
parts,
but you had to lead a life of a man. Again,
straight man.
This is
because women were not allowed in theater.
That's more what is that construct. So it's like what we're talking about here. These are like old tropes that exist before us. We don't even have to follow this shit anymore. It's like we arguing and upholding things that don't even matter no more. The world is truly different. My grandmother just passed away, right? 105. She went from what she had to see the end of slavery to seeing iPhones. Nigga being able to talk to somebody. You had to drum a nigga and then you could video call them in that amount of time. So the things you have to let go within that amount of time has to like be rapid. So we can't hold on to some of the stuff that we're trying to hold on to.
What do you think that men need to let go of nowadays in a society?
For real, I think it's
everything.
Yeah, I think it's leading with anger. I think it's leading with that.
But none of us are angry right here.
Actually, some of us still are. I'll be honest. Like none of us may be angry, You feel me? Like openly about whatever, but I think that's
No, I get angry all the time,
Yeah.
but I think with changes from when I was a kid, and I think especially through race, we learn it later on because black people have to fight racism before we can learn who we are, to settle into who we are, where a lot of white people have been able to just be who they are. So for me as a person, like being able to like settle my feelings and being able to deal with my feelings, and I get angry, but now it's less of I'm reactive and lashing out and able to like really process and be like, all right, man, this anger makes me want to do this, so this is how I'm gonna redirect
How did
it.
you get to this spot?
For me, I think what really changed was I got dragged up the flight of steps by the police, and then like years later, my mother
For wearing
passed
that
away.
belly shirt?
No. For actually refusing to show them my ID, and I was like, I had nothing to do with what's going on here, and everyone was
Did
saying
you
that.
sue him?
Huh?
Because that's illegal.
No, I didn't sue him. You know what I mean? But it's also in a racist town. You're fighting, like you got to know your fight sometime. You know what I mean? For me, I don't need to spend my time doing that. I wanted to get out of the place.
But how do you think it's going to stop if you don't fight it?
Okay, I fight it in a different way, if you will. You feel me? Because in essence, by the law, I'm wrong.
No. They're not supposed to ask you for your ID if you didn't commit a crime.
Dre, by law, yes. But we already know there is a written rule and then there are unspoken rules.
Right.
That those are the ones that actually put in
And when
effect
the
for us.
When the unspoken rules are administered, that's when you take it to the court.
It's literally legal. It's literally legal. It was like, you know how stop and frisk was legal? It was like, if I have any suspicion,
they can stop.
I can stop. Like, so the thing about it is,
Or say they'll make something up.
yeah, it's that slippery slope of like, if it's so, do I want to be right or do I want to be free? So
My God.
I can be right and go spend the rest of my time in court, spending all my money trying to, but also I can be free and go about my business.
Yeah, so that's
feel
a
me?
slippery slope in itself. But that's not
Jamal,
even what this
Jamal,
episode is about.
what is masculinity? Define masculinity as best you can.
Yeah.
And can somebody slip over that and still be masculine? What you about to define?
masculinity nowadays, now is still stern, it's still stable, it's still providing, it's still giving. Like a true masculine man doesn't worry about giving. You understand? Because we're supposed to be providers. It's natural to us, right? What I hear often that actually is just that you have to, like, for example, like I'm a designer. I dress so good, sometimes people think I'm gay and I laugh. You understand?
Yeah.
And somebody else who wear something that's pink and they would be like
accepted.
Accepted or all the time. But I think that it's really about how you express yourself. It really comes from what Ohene says. You don't have to be angry all the time to express yourself. You understand? You don't have to be like, yeah, bro, the world. These people know you could still be intellectual. I think that masculinity now needs to go down back to intellect. There are less men in the school. They have taught us that we don't need school, and that was the biggest, dumbest shit they've ever told us. I'm telling you this right now. They literally said, get money, forget school. And what's happening is just that the reason why, no offense to women, the reason why men are actually like women are succeeding and a lot of men are not up to their standard is because the lack of education, you understand, and the lack of emotional intelligence that we're not emphasizing on our young boys. We just let these little niggas do whatever. Right? I ain't my kid.
I don't agree with a lot of things that you said, but I'm gonna agree with you with this.
I think that a country that is mostly women-led, well, not women-led, that has mostly feminine traits is easier to be ruled by the government. And I think that's why there's a push of femininity and how you say the word? Effeminity of men? How you say it? Effeminity. Effeminity.
So let me just pause it right there.
Yeah.
Who led most of the revolution in history, throughout history? We hear what happens, but who is behind a lot of the revolution that has taken place over the years?
Men.
Women. all these.
revolution.
So let me talk about it. So the kings.
Like change.
So the king is the one in the front, and he's making all these great decisions. Blah blah blah. When he goes into the bed, she's the one in his ear telling him what to do.
Facts.
No.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's not a thinking, it's knowing, right?
A good king is a slave to his queen.
Don't agree with you when you said a lot of women are easier to lead because no.
But this is exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Where is the silver lining between like where we stand on our decisions? You understand? Because all I'm hearing is a lot of flip floppiness. You know? Oh, you know, like men could, express themselves, wear tutus, and still be masculine.
So you and her saying that?
Oh no, I'm just saying like the whole tutu shit is crazy. At the same time, like you gotta know yourself. Who do you lead after?
Before you do that,
after whatever you put on, who are you?
Why did he do that?
What?
Can you tell me what you think
It was his
the
baby
reason?
shoot.
Yeah, okay.
His
it's
reason
obvious.
was.
I'm just saying, why do you think he did that? Or felt the need to do that?
I'll think atomically to it. I'm gonna let my child know I was cool, or the world know that I'm cool, and I'm okay to be. You know what I mean? I'm okay to still be masculine and dress like my daughter. It's probably a publicity stunt.
While he had on long hair.
That's his it.
That's his own hair.
I would say all
I
tattoos
know.
more so than the hair, but
So here's my
I
thing,
think he
right?
did it. Some people do things for fame.
For attention.
Yeah, for the likes.
Yeah.
But
right.
also you got to realize what catches our attention and why it catches our attention and why something like that would be. I bet you right now you're gonna see a whole bunch of niggas in tutus, with their babies, blue tutus, yellow tutus, pink tutus, and niggas gonna be like, oh yeah, that shit is okay, right?
And they all gonna be transgender too.
And that shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Watch this, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hold on.
How did we even get
I'm
over
gonna
there?
get you right now.
How we got over there?
Masculinity, a lot of masculinity has to do with personal responsibility. Right? Now, personal responsibility for how you conduct yourself in all arenas of your life.
So how would you define femininity then? A lack of responsibility?
No.
The preservation of responsibility.
So,
And this is why women are queens of preservation. Women know how to preserve anything. I'm telling you right now.
so femininity, in my opinion, based on the overall concept of the masculinity and femininity conversation here, has to do with being a custodian of the family, right? Now, I'm not saying being at home and, naked and pregnant. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying being the custodian of the family. So whatever the family needs to bind the family together, that's her role. The man's role,
Sweep up.
whatever. The man's role is to provide for the family, right? To make sure the family is safe. My wife and kids, my wife tells me she feels safer when I'm home, even though we live in a safe community. My wife tells me the kids feel safer when I'm home. That's my role, right? I'm not saying feminine men don't play that role. I'm not saying that's something that I'm doing that's causing them to feel safe. I'm just saying the role of a man in a home is these things that I'm mentioning. The role of a woman is the custodial of these things, right? Go ahead.
Okay. Can you still do that? Play that role, Dre, Jamal, and wear nail polish as a man?
No.
So here's, you're asking.
He's asking us to
Explain Little Uzi Vert.
So your wife would not feel safe if you put on nail polish. Then your role would be diminished. That's what you're saying.
Well,
Because
let me tell you what I'm saying.
Okay, tell me.
Yes. So one day I called my wife and I said, I identify as a lesbian.
I identify as gay. I love men.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that wouldn't be gay.
No. You say you're lesbian, you love woman?
Yes.
Okay, me love men. Gay.
But that's
Let's go.
not
Go
man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Christ. It's all the confusion, yo. So anyway.
So inside your mind, you're a woman, you're saying?
No. First off, I said jokingly, I said that, right? And her response to me was, I don't identify with men that identify as women. So if you're asking me
Go ahead and shout.
if me wearing nail polish would diminish my role in my wife's life, yeah, I think so. Because nail polish customarily is reserved for women.
Again, if you put the nail polish on and you hit it harder,
Maybe
And maybe that will make him hit it harder.
maybe she won't even let me. There's two sides to it.
Right.
So I'm just saying, look, as it relates to Little Uzi Vert, right? So I was telling this to Ali the other day, and I'm
so do
saying,
y'all only do missionary? Like, is that like, it just sounds
Where he's in,
like,
a space of power.
left, one,
it.
yeah.
Because she cannot be on top because then now he's
She's above him.
effeminate.
That's
Now
right.
she's effeminate.
Yeah.
Now, how is he now going to protect the family
can't
if he's laying down?
That's right.
He can't lay down protecting the family.
Woman.
Only this.
All right. So I was telling Ali the other day
Knee problems.
that it's the season of corny stuff, right?
Of what?
Corny stuff. Or
Okay.
corny people.
Okay.
And so you look at Little Uzi Vert. Right. What a lot of these guys do is they do feminine things and attach it with extremely masculine things. So his name, what's his name?
Lucifer.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay, what is?
Lucifer.
Okay, you can call it Lucifer.
Uzi's a gun.
Thank you. A very, that's a gun that lets out a whole ton of bullets to kill a massive amount of people quickly. And then he does feminine things. A lot of these guys that you're seeing doing a lot of these masculine things in the music industry usually are also violent people, right? Or they idolize or try to portray violence at the same time as they're doing, a lot of the things that are customarily feminine.
Yeah. I get you. So what are your final thoughts, Rochelle?
Come pick her up in a tutu, please.
I would love that. Just be who you are, right? If you believe that masculinity is this way, be who you are authentically. If you believe that I don't need to follow the stereotypes of what society has put on us, be you. I really don't care. Once you protect me with your little cute little nail polish, we can match with your little cute little tutu, with a pum pum shot. Once you're paying my bills with a little pum pum. First of all, I will make sure I choose your pum pum shorts when you're paying my bills.
Use the strap on.
Go ahead. Is your fire gone?
Would you be happier with him walking around the house with some pum pum shorts and a tutu, right? Than him walking around the house, manly chest out, and being him like his just natural self. Like, which one looks better to you?
Why you put natural on that one? Whatever his natural self is, that's what I want. I want an authentic, transparent person. Be who you are.
The final thought is this, man. Whatever is fire is fire. What is water is water.
That is the most.
I love that. Perfect. Final thoughts.
I think that where we are in this time in the world, you get to create the future. So I can't tell people what to do. I don't care what people do. I love walking dogs and having group sex with women. So I can't tell you what to do. What's masculine, what's feminine, what's masculine, what's feminine, what's masculine, what's feminine, what's masculine, what's masculine, what's feminine. I can't tell anymore, so it's you know what I mean?
Be who you are.
I concur. I concur.
I think that a buddy of mine said to me one day. A buddy of mine said to me one day, the mark of the downfall of a society is when, what'd you say?
Kids? What?
No, you were saying the mark.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Say it for me. That's my closing statement. Say it for
Right.
me.
The mark of the downfall of a society is when they start arguing like what gender is and what is a man and what is a woman. We've gotten so free that now we have to argue about stupidity. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, they're taking all our freedoms. Make sure you vote.
Right. Yo, this is a beautiful episode. Jamal.
Yes.
Jamal.
Yes.
Talk to them. What are you up to, Jamal?
Tell the people.
Talk to them about unwritten.
So
On what? Say it again.
it's Mbete.
Mbete.
Mbete. Originally, the song is pronounced. It's translated to mean annoy. So basically, I made a song because money was just annoying to get. So I was just like, yo, let me make a song about making money. Now people should just always have money for me.
I like that.
Word.
So-
And you got some streams. You got a video out.
Yeah, so we just hit 15,000 streams.
Ooh.
It's only been 1 month, so I'm really excited.
Awesome.
Originally, I'm from the island of St. Lucia, Mopale Quail, Sakafet.
Aye.
What's up, garçon? Anyway, T-Bag. But yeah, so basically, a lot of what I create is like French Afrobeat music. I do a lot
So
of
Zouk.
I love Zouk music. I grew up on Zouk. Like if it's not Zouk, then I'm listening to some Loketo. Like African. It has those African Congolese. Like strings to it. So I'm doing a lot of things with music right now. But what I want to make music for is really for people universally. I grew up in a soca environment. And a lot of dancehall environment. So we relate to one another, and I think that there's a lot that's missing within music from the West Indies and the connection with Africa, and I always want to just bridge that together. So Mbete is about, making money, but it's also an I'm a piano song.
Nice.
A what?
I'm a piano.
What is that? You saying
It's like
that?
another level, like a house of Afro beats or something.
Oh, tell the people what you're doing.
What's up? Harlem River Yacht Club. We're doing events and retail shop. You can go to www.harlemriveryachtclub.com. We're trying to get black people back on the water, back closer to doing
drowning
leisure activities.
You heard Obama's chef?
Yes. See, slavery got you scared of swimming. That's why. But we want to get people back. I think we're in a place where they think African Americans is just supposed to work the whole time and not have any leisure. You deserve leisure, my man. So we're gonna bring about leisure for you, and then releasing the album, The Late Bloomer, is $50 on the album. You get the music, the instrumentals, the vocals, the sheet music. So you can cop that right there with the, right
At
there from the
Harlem
internet.
River Yacht Club.
HarlemRiverYachtClub.com, at Harlem River Yacht Club on Instagram, and I'm Ohene on. You can find me.
Gotcha.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Plant Nick, August 13th.
Plant Nick,
Yes.
performing at that.
Both these gentlemen will be performing.
Ooh, excited.
You'll get to see some of their talents.
Plant Nick.
They done know it. All right, thank you, Rochelle.
Yes, good to see you. Gentlemen.
We'll murder the police.
Yes.
Hold on.
Good to have you.
Don't Jamaicans jump?
Yeah, we can.
Irie. Let's go.
And bring it back to the chest when you're done. One time.
Didn't even care.
I didn't never bust no nut, baby. We was.
Okay, right? Those older aunties and grandmas, they don't even know what an orgasm is. Women did not even know that they were supposed to be pleased in sex.
And this is
Women, hold on. Women were not allowed to leave the house because the husband was gonna work.
You're goddamn right.
Hold on. All y'all traditional men want women that actually work, and then y'all want to you want to have traditional women. Sir, sit down.
Have several
all of y'all,
seats.
several seats, all of them.
You finished
My
up?
thing
Can we
is,
get
all
in?
these
We
answer.
can't get in.
All of these
so.
older men did not know how to love their women.
Okay, you finished?
That's
Thank
true.
you.
That's true.
How did you
That's true.
How did you
A lot
get
of
around to talking to your grandmother?
So look,
about
She made it up.